Title of our story is Losing Part of Your Identity and Finding Yourself Again. I am just about 4 to 5 months post-discovery day, after my wife of 7 years cheated on me and ghosted me when I found out. It killed me. I took it very, very badly, and for a good month or two, a tomorrow was something I was not very sure that I'd have. Our respective lawyers are the only ones communicating. For some context, we were apart due to immigration and university, graduate level. I'm speeding things along and getting a divorce in my country, and I think I am past the bulk of the hard feelings and stuff. I've accepted what has happened, and to me, my wife is dead. I've seen her happy TikTok videos with her boyfriend, and at first it hurt, but it helped rip off the band-aid. I'm struggling to find myself again after the end of my marriage. Along with the loss of my relationship, I feel like I've lost a part of my identity that I wasn't expecting. I moved to her country, learned the language, and embraced the culture, partly because of my own family's roots there. I fell in love with our hometown, the history, and the lifestyle. Now it feels like that part of me is fading away. And now to the update a few months later. Ex-wife cheated, gaslit me when I figured it out, and then ghosted me for the following 6 months. Finally, I get a message from her through my cousin, also her friend. And I won't lie. Part of me was so relieved and happy because I do still love my wife, who in my eyes is dead now. And this brought back some glimmer of hope that I could have her back. Almost immediately, that thought was replaced with, oh no, I'm worth way more than this BS. Snap back to reality. So I've been very guarded but very curious about what she could possibly want. Well, she wants to talk. So we get on the phone and she breaks down just saying how sorry she is and how horrible she feels for what she did to me. She seemed very sincere, but I had a feeling there must be a catch after 6 months, or literally ghosting me. Maybe the new guy broke up with her or someone, I don't know. I just replied basically saying the time to say sorry has long passed, explained what she put me through, and then how much extra salt she poured into the wound by ghosting me completely. We caught up a bit, and then I said my final goodbye. That was it. Finally some good closure, I thought. Well, the next day, I get a message from an unknown number claiming to be her friend saying that my ex wants to speak with me because she wanted to tell me one last thing. So curiosity got the better of me and I accepted. I prepared my rebuttal for if she decided to try and fix things, and what any sort of plan to do so would look like and also how hopeless it would be. I had assumed she was going to propose we work through this. Ultimately, my response would have been, good luck with that. We get on the phone and start talking and she's completely a mess. Can barely talk, and then finally she says, you deserve to know. I am pregnant and I am so sorry. What a shock. At first, I was actually really happy because I thought, well, you made your bed, now you sleep in it. But also I started feeling more sympathetic since she also is now absolutely hated by her entire family and has nobody to support her at all. It's a really bad situation for her, and I do feel very sorry for her. Unfortunately, that's the lesson she needed to learn. It seems like the new guy is abusive towards her, even knowing she is pregnant. So I just dropped the talk about what she did and fixing us. Instead, I tried to be supportive and ask what she wanted to do with pregnancy and made it clear that she needs to choose with the perspective that we will never have a future together. I don't want her getting an abortion with false hope that she'd be fixing us, because in my humble opinion, that is just not something a woman should be thinking about when making such a decision. She broke down anyway and said, I won't love the baby and that I won't love her anymore and all this other stuff. I realized she's only calling me because she knows she's screwed and would rather have me as a father, her words, or at least because she'd have the support of her family that way. Nope, not today. It's obvious she called me out of desperation and not because she actually learned anything. So I explained to her that this is a decision that she needs to make alone. It's her body and it isn't my kid. I reiterated that she killed us and that there will be no us in the future. Whatever decision she makes needs to be for her own well-being and that of her child. I don't want to be involved in the process. That was the end of that discussion. She messaged me today again apologizing and saying that it's too late for her to get an abortion. I genuinely feel bad for her. Her fate is set in stone, but I also tried to be nice and say she'll get through this and to be strong, which is more than she deserves from me. She tried calling me honey and other pet names from before, and I shut it down saying that is over, and her calling me that just means she's cheating on the new guy now too. I wished her good luck and said goodbye, and so I think that it is. But you know what? Maybe I was too kind, but I am proud of myself for resisting the urge to just blindly take her back, but also for managing to maintain my humanity after all the trauma she put me through. This entire situation is her fault, but I wish her the best. The unfortunate thing, for her, and also because I guess it is kind of dark, is that this allowed me to start moving on and feel happy about it. It is finished now, and I honestly couldn't be happier. Thanks for the amazing time we had together. But finally, I am very much moved on and only carry the scars and trauma around. I feel like my grieving stage is finally finished and I've accepted it all, completely. Never lose hope, people. Life is hard, but it does get better. Kudos to you, OP. You managed it like a king. And now to the second update. I'm 1.5 years post-Discovery Day. My ex-wife had her and AP's child 4 months ago. She left him and is now back with her parents. I don't think Wayward even realized the depth of their culpability, even when they realized they did something wrong and ruined their own lives. Her life is ruined. Single mom with a newborn in a community which very heavily frowns upon women in this situation. I have gotten past the anger and stuff. Honestly, revenge karma is nice, but I do feel bad for her and the kid. Not that it's my problem. Same feeling you get when you see someone you knew from high school now down in the dumps. Sad but irrelevant. I hope for her child and family's sake she can sort herself out. Well, she called me the other day. It brought back a lot of the pain, but oddly enough was the last bit of closure I needed because I had a few things I wanted to say to her. She went on to say how a fair partner ruined her life, she can't find a job and is hopeless, and she doesn't know how to support her son. We were married for 7 years. Never before have I heard her so depressed and hopeless. Genuinely, I am happy she got a bit of karma, but I at least maintain some empathy and sympathy. It is really unfortunate that she is in that situation. She goes on to continue to blame AP. Then she says I could have fixed things by being more supportive after I found out she cheated and that she met the devil with that man and gave in to temptation. To paraphrase and summarize, I said, you decided to have an affair with him. One time, maybe I could entertain the temptation excuse. It's still not an excuse. But by the time I had discovered things, it had been happening for about 2 months. Then you made no attempt at reconciliation, ghosted me and got pregnant. Now if he abused you, that is on him, but this whole divorce and your initial affair is entirely on you. She deflects, but I can tell it struck her. Then she said she saw a video of me dancing with another woman and that she got jealous. She started losing her mind a little bit here, just from how she was speaking. In hindsight, it was actually really strange, but she said, oh, I don't know, I must still have feelings for you. Maybe love? After all, jealousy should be synonymous with love. Convo continues, not much else relevant other than me saying I think she is confused. I gave her a bit of stoic advice about life to lift her spirits a bit and said best of luck. Baby crying in the background the entire time just really added to the satisfying scene of karma being served, as dark as it may be. Later, she said she may want to try again with me. I just said, I don't think we're compatible anymore, and I don't think we have the same ideas about commitment and love. This bothered her a lot. I just ended the convo, said to keep in touch, and to try out Tinder or Bumble when she feels ready to date again. I found them pretty useful. Words of advice to everyone. Cheaters are frequently narcissists and unsympathetic. Honestly, it amazed me how little my ex changed, and further opened my eyes to how big of a bullet I dodged. I'm sorry for her situation, but you reap what you sow, as they say. Also, especially because a child might be brought into these messes, it just shows the depth of selfishness the wayward have, especially in physical affairs. Risk everything, distress everyone you know, potentially set children up for failure and a difficult life. I hope it was worth it. Feelings, my arse. The only reason she's reaching out is because her affair partner dumped her, and now she needs you to support her and her kid. Again, proud of you, OP, for the way you handled the situation. And next, the second story, titled, I cheated on my boyfriend of 6 years and lost everything. Living without him is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but I deserve the pain. I can't even feel sorry for myself because it's what I deserve for doing him dirty. If anyone wants to know if karma is real, I'm living proof of it. He was my first long-term relationship. He was 10 years older, I was 21, and he was 31. To be honest, I didn't know how to handle the ups and downs of a long-term commitment, and he told me, you are only with me because I'm the safe option and because you know I would never cheat on you or dog you out. He didn't make me feel alive like the bad guys did, but he was an honest man who did right by me. He wasn't the funniest or the most fun, but I never questioned his loyalty. Exciting guys are overrated to me now, and I realized after being back in the dating phase for years that it's not what I want. I miss having a committed partner that I could do the highs and lows of life with. I miss having my person. He was there for me in every stage of my life, and when my cousin died, he was right by my side. He never left my side for anything. The only thing that made him walk and never look back was my cheating. I slept with another man for 6 months. I have no valid excuse for cheating. I was bored and thought I could do better and that the grass is greener. New guy was more exciting and funny and fun and thought that was what I wanted. But after being single for a few years, now I realize that fun guys are not what I want, and I cherish stability so much more. I'm not even going to blame my young age of 21 because there are 21-year-old women that are faithful. I took full responsibility for being an arsehole and ruining the life we set out to build. He said he wanted to marry me, And before he left me, he said he was glad he didn't marry me. I wanted marriage my entire life, so why did I freaking sabotage everything we had? I'll never forgive myself for doing him the way I did. Years later, and it still eats at me. Also, when I look back on my life and all the men I dated, he was the only one who loved me unconditionally, and the only one my friends and family truly accepted and loved. I have bipolar depression and anxiety, and he handled it so well when every other man ditched me when they find out about my mental health. It was never too much for him. I lashed out at him a lot, and he still loved me so hard. I think he's the only one who ever truly understood me in my life. He's married to a good woman now, and I'm so happy for him that he found love again. I miss him, but I know he deserves a good woman, and I wasn't good for him. I'd never ask him to take me back even if he was single. I deserve to deal with karma. Life has been kicking my arse ever since he left, but that's karma for you. Many couples going through a dry spell know that the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. I'm living proof that you can ruin your entire life trying to chase a temporary high and excitement. Please don't make the same mistakes as me. It's commendable that you're ashamed of your actions. Just make sure not to repeat them with the next person. Wishing you the best of luck. And that's it for today. Dear viewers, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss out. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.